Just a couple of minutes, I should say, before noon here at beautiful Gulfstream Park. We've got a fast main track firm turf course, and what an exciting day yesterday we had with the 2-year-olds on parade here, trying to win a shot to go to Royal Ascot. And we did a podcast this morning, should be popping up soon.
Yeah, we did, and we'll have that out. We just kind of recapped everything that happened yesterday and on to Preakness. But like you said, it was a very fun day. Great crowd, just all around good fun, and happy Mother's Day to everybody.
Right. Happy Mother's Day to everyone out there. The greatest people, and moms are the greatest people in the world.
Yeah,
I
agree.
They keep the ship going, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they do.
No matter what. So happy Mother's Day to everyone out there. Glad you remembered that. It slipped my mind for a second. I would have felt terrible. But it's Mother's Day. You get a chance to get a nice little stipend with the win in the Rainbow Six. Let's see what's going on with the Rainbow Six today. Well, 125 estimate. They hit the estimate yesterday of over $100,000. So I'm sure it's going to happen today. Pretty good sequence. I got knocked out in the last leg.
I know, that was a bummer, but you had a good run.
Yeah.
It was. You know, there weren't a lot of prices yesterday, but I think for your ticket, you were still going to get a bigger return.
Yeah, I mean, the lowest one was $150 for a $43 ticket, and that's what you got to try to do. We'll show you my ticket a little later on. What we're going to do in the first race, it's going to be a mile in the 16th on the Tapeta. These are claimers, 3-year-olds and upward, and we did have an early scratch of the number 5, Sweet Cha-Cha. And let's take a look at Brian's early pick 5 ticket. And it doesn't matter where Brian is, as we always said, his tickets are always here, and it's a very affordable one. Got lots of coverage, and you actually got your long shot in race number 1 today.
Yeah.
We'll be talking about that in a moment. 6 and 10. 10 is Willingness, looks real tough in there. Race number 3, just 2 for him, the 5 and the 6. The 5 being Fredericksburg, who scratched out yesterday for today, and War Commander. In race number 4, he's got a single, We Want All the Smoke. That is the 2-horse. And then just 2 in race number 5 with the 2 and the 8. The 8 being Shadoo Kitten and the 2 being Cue the Music. So very affordable, $16. Let's jump into this race with your long shot, and that's on the outside, Stone Cold Flex.
This is a horse that I kind of had to make, to search for to get a long shot. And he's a 3-year-old taking on some older horses. I felt like in this early pick 5, especially with the scratch of the 5 in this race, it's a very wide open affair now. And this is a great post position. Hey, maybe somebody outside of the box. This is a race that I feel like, if you look back at the win now, that was with Antonio Sano, where they claim Mary Epler. She doesn't claim a lot of horses, so I thought it was significant in the first place that they jumped in for this horse. The turf effort, no good. Last time on March 27th, ran at the 17.5 level, but now we'll drop down. And now we're against non-winners at 2.
Yeah, Mary had a win yesterday.
She did, yeah.
Yes, so Mary Epler's barn woke up a little bit yesterday. And I did go with the number 6 in here all along, and that's Roscoe Pine. And Roscoe Pine, and it's Tariq Mubarak. They've been pretty sharp. They claimed this horse for 35, 2 starts back from Bill Mott. They tried 35 again, no good.
No.
Drop right down to 12.5 level. Is this a for sale sign? And you get Nemesiel Jaramillo.
Yeah, I think that's key there because this horse lacks any type of early speed. So when you have a Misael Jaramillo, you're going to hope there's some intent to go forward, onward and upward.
What about the 1, Will of a Warrior, on the inside? This one's made a pretty nice move to win last time, albeit against 12.5 maidens.
It's hard to come back and win, especially when you were an 0 for 9 going into that last race with just some underneath slices. But light bulb came on. His running style, he's usually up against it. This post position, it's not ideal, but 2 turns on the Tapeta, the 1, 2, and 3 posts, they're a bit better. You can angle out and get that trip.
Get that trip that you need to swoop out there. So that is the first race this afternoon. We go right to the second. This is a mile 70 yards, and these are maiden claimers, and they are 3-year-olds and upward. We're going to scratch the 2, Nate Slayer, the 9, Folktale, and please note the number 3, Catalina Storm, is now listed as a gelding. So we'll see how that plays out. And I think you got your best bet in here.
I do, and it's the start of the pick 4, so we'll take a look at my ticket here. It's $8. I'm singling with my best bet here. Race number 3, I am spreading a little bit. I have Kosher Capone on top. Race number 4, I think Xenon is the one to beat. I do have the single of Brian, Want All the Smoke, and we'll show a replay there. And in race number 5, I do have the 2 on top. Cue the music. I always had the 2 on top. There we have it.
I always had the 3 on top, but they scratched the 1. That was a late scratch, the 1 in that race.
Yes.
So race number 5, if you didn't get it yet, but you'll be getting all the scratches you need from the one and only Pete Aiello once we are done. Take it away. We got a replay of your best bet.
Yep, this horse, Naysayer was in the party, but not anymore. But Willingness ran really well here. This was second place finish. Dynamic Empire at 9-5 was the winner of this race. But you look at Willingness here, just cruising along. Dynamic Empire had a much better spot on the track, just getting on that outside. And when horses come up on your outside like that as a lightly raced horse, you just kind of throw the towel sometime. But out of that group, and that was the first start on the local Tapeta, I think you're just going to move up from here.
Yeah, and I like the way the horse sort of fought back a little bit.
Yes.
They were caught by surprise, so we'll see how that one. I'm in total agreement with that. We have the same exact with the number 6, One Upon a Chief in second, and One Upon a Chief. I thought maybe had a good shot in here to grab a share.
Yeah, you found a stat, too, on the Ursino
that's
barn.
right.
We'll take a look at it, what you dredged up here. 20% maiden special weight to maiden claiming the last 5 years. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I was surprised to see
Yeah.
it was 20%.
Awesome.
It's not a move you associate with Joe Orsino, you
Right.
know. And Rajiv Mirage been riding in great form, so certainly a logical contender in that race with the 6. And maybe you throw a horse like the 7 underneath. Samantha threw the 1, Game of Power.
Yeah.
I went with De La Calais, who's Jeff Engler. Maybe grabs up share.
Yeah, maybe. It's one of those races that if it's not the 10, I have a hard time figuring it out. Yeah.
Race number 3, we flipped the page. It's 1 mile, and these are claimers, and they are 3-year-olds and upward, which have never won 2 races in life, 2 races in life, and we have no scratches in this particular race. And Samantha, you started it off, as you mentioned, with your ticket, the 4 Kosher Capone.
Yeah, Kosher Capone will get back to the main track today, and I just feel like that's so key. The 2 turns on the Tapeta, they've been okay, but at the end of the day, the horse has 4 starts on the Tapeta with no wins. And on the dirt track, we know that this horse can handle it because he does have a win across it. He's 4 years old. He's taking on some 3-year-olds. This is a great post. Luca Panici winning the nightcap, the Royal Palm Juveniles. So, hey, why not?
Yep, well, I got him on my ticket, too, for all the reasons you mentioned. I did go with the number 5, Fredericksburg, who was slated to run yesterday.
Yep.
He opted to run this afternoon, and a very good, just got beat that length last time out.
Yeah.
Going to mile and 16th, albeit that was on Tapeta. But Bobby DeBona going back, let's show you a stat.
Yeah.
Maybe this will help you out with, switching Tapeta to dirt in the last 4 years. 32%, 60% the money with an even ROI. It's a pretty good stat. So Bobby knows this game, and he put this horse in today, hoping that it runs well. And I had him on top yesterday, and I had him on top today.
Perfect.
No matter what day it was in, so we figured it out there. And we got the number 6 horse in here, War Commander, that you have you have a replay you want to show.
Yeah, this was 2 starts back. Now, last time out, he tried a very, very tough group. And this is the race 2 starts ago. What a tour de force maiden win this was. And this was for the 12-5 level. Like I said, they stepped him up into way too tough of a class last time. But it's easy to say that now because when you win like he did, and as you like to say, this is just window dressing.
Right.
He just absolutely aired getting back to the main track and going that mile. I think this is a much better group today.
Yeah, so he wins impressively.
Yes.
Over his head, comes back, and then you look, Victor Barboza Jr.
Yeah.
This is his game, a logical horse that has to be on your ticket somewhere. And what did I do? Leave it off. So we'll see how that plays off.
It's okay.
We'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll have my Rainbow 6 ticket and see if I can get it done today. Right back.
And they're off.
Win big with new DRF All Access past performances. With one best-in-class product, you now get all 3 past performance formats. Easily switch between views. Access the most trusted information in horse racing with DRF All Access Past Performances. Go to drf.com and use coupon code ONEFREEPP for a free single card today.
Welcome back to Gulfstream today. Ron and Samantha, Brian on assignment this afternoon. This is 5 furlongs on the Tapeta, and it kicks off the Rainbow 6. It's claimers, and they are fillies 3-year-olds, and we have 6 to start off the Rainbow. I'll show you my ticket here, and 43.20 for me. We'll talk about this race. I got a lot of coverage in race number 5. I went 4 deep, and put 2-3. Well, the top pick is the number 3, and they're always Andriana. I thought that horse had a nice shot. Yeah. Race number 6, my top pick is the 3, Beastly Speed. We got a video we're going to show you of that horse. In race number 7, just 2 for me. Self-Taught I had some interest in, and the number 3, Avangori. We had a couple of scratches in there. Avangori looks like tough in there, but I'm going to try and beat it with Self-Taught. Here's my single, and it comes in the Mo Green $70,000 overnight handicap. Yeah. And this one is Claire Baudet, and this is Safi Joseph Jr. And in the last 3 deep for me, that's on the grass, the 1, the 5, and the number 8. And I think you said Brian's long shot might be in 1, right?
One,
well,
yes.
Yeah, in that race number 9. Brian's long shots been going well.
They have, yeah.
Keep your eye on those things. So getting back to this 4th race, we got a video you want to start it off with?
Yes, yeah, because the gang is all here.
Yeah, it's true.
Everybody's here. This is the Xenon, Any Moment, and Stubold race. Xenon didn't run too well here, but I think it was just mostly a product of the post position, honestly, being that one post here. Any Moment, I'm not a fan of. I feel like the main thing you want to show with this is that Xenon is making up ground on the rail, which is tough to do. Now, I know the winner's on the rail, but the winner was so good it didn't even matter. That was a huge class dropper for Safi Joseph. But Any Moment, you see just coming down the lane, people will look at the running lines and maybe think that Stubold and Any Moment might be a little bit better than Xenon, but I thought that Xenon did the way tougher running-wise.
Yeah, so that's always good to show a thing like that where someone just wins by so much. You have to pay attention what's happening behind the loose on the lead winner. Yeah, I went with, we want all the smoke. This is Ken Sweezy. Now, you look at this horse's last race. That was against 35 open claimers. Finishes 4th, but it produces a next out winner, Wiggle and Wine, and Blossoming Idridite. So 2 horses come out and win, dropping him down to the 17 level. They tried him for 12.5. He won impressively, took a shot, coming back. You got it on top 2.
Yeah, I just wanted to stay away from that Any Moment race. That was just the main thing. I think that Xenon's the likeliest winner, but want all the smoke. Drawn a little bit better. The Kent Sweezy barn just keeps on keeping on, and I think a big player.
Yeah, a lot of people might be doing the old single there when they kick off the Rainbow 6. I mean, he looks that good, this horse, in this particular spot. And Kent Sweezy, what a winter,
Oh, yeah,
so
absolutely.
You always got to factor that in. The horses left here this summer have been running very well,
yes,
too.
I agree.
5th race is a 1-mile event on the turf. It's claimers, and these are fillies, 3-year-olds of fillies, mares, 4-year-olds and up, which have never won 2 in life. And we had that late scratch that we were telling you about, but not late for you. But I didn't even scratch it out yet. But the one is scratched out at the end. And Sam has her late pick 5 ticket.
Yeah, we'll take a look at the ticket now. And I have a spread here. Race number 6, Ron. I have the 3 on top. That's Beastly Speed. Race 7, I'm going to single Avant Glory. It's a tough race. I think this is the likeliest winner. It's Kent Sweezy again, but we'll talk about that race. It's a good one. With a couple scratches, it's still a very good race. Race number 8, I have Princess Indy on top, the other Safi Joseph trainee. Claire Barea didn't know where she was going to run. I wasn't too sure what to do, but they're both owned by Miller Racing. I think you just have to use them both there unless you want to go with no Safis. And then in race number 9, I do scratch in to Wonderland. I had Bohaka Blessing on top, but I scratch into Wonderland, who we've got a replay of, and Wonderland was did everything but win last time.
Yeah, I had champagne brunch always on top, but I had Oaxaca Blessing in second, so I switched it around. The 4 that you used in the 5th race is the 4 that I used in my Rainbow Six the exact way. And the order, look, so almost this order. We'll go with your order, and we'll start with the number 3, always Adriana.
This gal here, she has speed, and that's really all it is. She's got a local win on this grass course, so we know that she can handle it. That was a day that the rails were at 45 feet. She got just up in time under jockey Paco Lopez. Now we'll have a apprentice riding, Gilbert Torres, but 0 for 26 now, so not ideal, but this horse has speed. Just go to the front and see how far. The rails are at 73 feet. You just have to have intent on the lead.
And I think that's the reason when you're putting tickets together that you use more than this horse, even though he has speed.
I did, yeah.
So you got to go. Maybe you go with cue to music. I know that Brian used on his ticket. And this is Lisa Lewis. And, just look at its last race. They put the blinkers on, and the horse responds with a victory.
Yeah, very, very mature victory at that. And I was just against 3-year-olds to the 17.5 level. You're stepping up here. You really are.
Yeah, and then you got the outside with the She-Do kitten. This is Louis Duco. He owns and trains it. And, you got to go back to that turf race, 2 starts back, finishes 4th. This is a little easier spot, but let's try super stuff.
Agreed. I agree completely.
So, you got to go back a little bit. I put him in the try or super. Race number 6 is going to be a 1-mile allowance optional claimer, and these are 3-year-olds and upward, and we have no scratches in here. And Brian put a late pick 4 ticket together, and we'll see what he comes up. See, he did use Beastly Speed like we all did, so we'll see how that plays out. And race number 7, 3 deep with him. I think the logical ones. He's got Self-Taught. He's got Avant Glory for sure, and then the number 5, Come Dream With Me. Race number 8, that's our stakes race that in Mo Green. And he's got 3 deep in there with the 1, 2, and 4. And like you said, you got to use the 1 and the 4.
Yep.
And lots of coverage in the last race. I think he has the logical horses up there. As we mentioned, his long shot is Olivia Valentina for Rodolfo Garcia with Cipriano Gil.
2 scratches. I don't think it will be, unfortunately, but
no, I had that horse in 4th, and I had to bump it up to 3rd.
Exactly, with the scratches,
And sort of the thing to do. Getting back to this 6th race, let's show that race of Beastly Speed.
This was a really good race. This was on Florida Derby Day. Brian actually had the winner this day of Uncle Charlie's Gift. Con Compañía came back to win out of this race. Beastly Speed is the 3-horse on the rail. This was not an ideal spot to be, not at all. Look at where Uncle Charlie's Gift finished, and look at where Beastly Speed was. I don't think the rail was that good that day. Now, of course, it's hard to really tell, but you just look at horses that, the rest of the card that day on the dirt. He ran really, really hard. Well, this is a perfect field. I don't see anybody in this field that's as good as that.
And you mentioned the winner in there. Another horse went up to Tampa, Big Louie, who was, I think, 4th in this race, went up to win at Tampa. So you got another horse. So it's a pretty good race, percolating, as some people say, well, mostly makers. I don't know why.
You don't know why.
Vitality, 8-5 on the morning line. Previous trained by Harold Letocour, I think it is. Joe Orsino. This horse has got some class.
Some
back class.
Yeah, strong back class. But look at his work pattern. 2 works in January and then not seen since the end of March. So March 29th, April 5th, April 13th, April 20th. I just don't know if this horse is going to be fit enough. This is one that you give him a start. Let's go back and see what happens after that.
Yeah, he looks like he's a pretty nice horse.
Yeah, big time. And he'll cut back, which I think that's great to cut him back to this 1-turn mile. And
what about the number 5 horse in here, Centro Delantero?
Going to stretch out to this 1-turn mile again. I like that move. The mile and a 16th. Some horses like it here, some don't. He didn't really handle it all that well. He just beat a few horses home, but it still was good enough to, I think maybe he'll be a player here.
4 for 5 in the money at the mile.
Exactly.
2 wins, 1 second,
but
1
0
third.
for 5 on this main track, which is interesting.
Yeah. He likes a mile, but maybe not
Maybe
here.
not here. Yeah, exactly.
So let's go to race number 7 this afternoon. This is going to be a 6.5 furlong sprint. These are claimers, 4-year-olds, and upper scratches of the 6 and the 7. Sort of took some of the starch out of the
Yeah.
race. I was trying to get, I thought with Avant Glory in there, who's absolutely the one to beat, I might get a little price with Self-Taught putting it on top, because Self-Taught didn't run bad, but
Right.
I guess well, let's show you the Self-Taught.
Yeah, let's
then we'll
see.
talk.
Yeah, you've got him. So
Yeah.
let's see him here. This was a weird race. This was that mandatory day a month ago. That was a very odd race.
Yes.
I went like 6 deep in this race, and I didn't have the winner of Uranium that day. But Self-Taught, he's the 7,
Right.
and at this point he looks really good here.
Yeah.
You think that he's going to win, but Uranium just kept finding more and more, and just couldn't get
Yeah.
there.
Just got beat that. And he was 7-1 that day.
Yeah.
So you say, well, he ran that well. Of course, he's not going to be a price in here. Probably, well, I was hoping to get 6-1 because, as we mentioned, Avant Glory comes in here with some nice credentials.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, the drop.
Very good.
No.
Well, that's the thing. The drop in class. That's this horse. They claimed him for 20,000, and they put him back in a really tough spot, and it was a voided claim that day. I'm not going to speculate, what happened there, but it could be many different reasons that don't have to do with anything with the actual horse and his condition. Could be just clerical error. So, this is the one to beat. Do you read too much into that this is a huge red flag dropping from the 12-5, or is this just playing a game of checkers with Kent Sweezy just getting a win?
And that was that race, the Uncle Charlie race.
Yeah.
That it comes out of last time. And as we mentioned, a couple of next out winners
Yeah.
in that race. So tough spot. Avant Glory looks like the one to beat. But a little bit of a red flag as we see that voided claim.
Well, you could watch how Beastly Speed does in the race before, and then kind of decide. Right?
Exactly. Great handicapping angle. I always love to do that.
Yeah.
It really helps out.
Yeah.
Except if you got your Rainbow Six tickets already started.
Well, unfortunately, then you're just guessing.
Well, feature race time is 1 mile on the main track. It's an overnight handicap for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward. And it is the Mo Green. And if you're a fan of The Godfather, you know what happened to Mo Green in there? Scratch the 7, sweet
No, what
Lord.
happened to him? Oh, there you go. Spoiler.
So, this feature race is a pretty good one. Let's start it off with the inside horse. And, are you going to show the race from Laurel? Is that?
Yes. We are going to show. This is actually the Twixt race.
Right.
So you look at the track this day, it was listed good. Looked like it was pretty open. That was a high variant of 20 that day, too, for this track. 3rd and 4th came back to win. Miss New York is a very, very good runner for Ammo Racing and Jorge Delgado. And you see Princess Indy on the outside just grinding. She just can't get there. But look at all the dirt she took. Look at Miss New York, clean as a whistle. Look at Mystic Pleasure, clean as a whistle. Mystic Pleasure came back to win. Like I said, the 4th place finisher came back to win. This horse had a nice long stretch drive, just couldn't get there.
Stake race, and the horse took money in that race. It was like $3.20 to the dollar, so it was they knew that horse could run, just like you said, just did not get there. I did go with the number 4 horse in here, Claret Beret, for Safi Joseph Jr. I just thought this horse, its running lines at Oakland Park sort of pointed this horse out there to me. Does the horse need a race here? Or?
They get so fit at that Oaklawn track because it's such a heavier, deeper surface that I wonder it maybe not so much need a race here, but is this horse going to like the track? There's a win at Keeneland, there's a win at Remington Park, there's a win at Oaklawn, so 3 different racetracks. Can you add 4 to the resume?
Yeah, and you jumped in, grabbed this horse for $62,500 and a monster victory at Keeneland.
Yeah.
So, that's why I just kept seeing this horse has got some ability. So we'll see how that horse runs in there. The one, and maybe you'll use the 2 horse in there. Dream Concert. Looks like this one has a legitimate shot today.
Yeah, grand job for Bill Mott was so good that day. So there was just nobody going to beat that horse. North Vader was just so. Dream Concert, she's got speed, and that will help.
Well, we'll see how that plays out. That's our feature race of the afternoon and first half of the late daily double. Also, that's where the coast to coast is going to start.
Yeah.
So coast to coast, and as we like, Pete definitely calls it Overlay City.
Yeah.
And you know what? He's right. You played a lot.
I do, yeah. I was out yesterday, the second leg, but
yeah, but you've won a couple at nice prices.
It's
So
fun.
it pays. It's a lot of fun. She follows Santa Anita, our sister track,
Yes.
a lot. So it's if you do, you got a great chance. Oh, there
yeah,
it is,
look at
right
that.
there.
And there's 3 from Santa Anita as well, 3, 5, and 7. So get involved. Very
So
fun.
like we don't have Brian, but it's like a little over 2 hours.
Yeah,
Really,
yeah.
that's
Don't leave us to the math, especially me. Please don't. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we would both go broke if we had to count some stuff.
Oh
out
yeah.
there. 9th race is going to be a mile maiden race. It's with 3-year-old fillies and a couple of scratches. Sort of took a little bit out of it. The scratch of the 4 Lee Touche and the 6 Bohaka Blessing, who I thought had a huge shot in this race.
Yes, me too. Absolutely.
Well, you mentioned Wonderland and Majestify. Wonderland did everything right but win, right?
Well, look at the replay.
Right.
Yeah, this wasn't good, and it kind of just it started off not in a good way. Steadied. You could have shown this whole race and shown what Wonderland was getting into. Now, Majestify at a huge price ran really, really well here, but look at Wonderland is going to thread through traffic, go to the inside here. This horse was running out. The 7 ends up winning, but look at where Wonderland is.
Right.
I mean, this was a very, very tough trip, tough race, but Majestify was really good too, but Wonderland had the worst of it.
Yes.
As opposed to Majestify.
And Jose Morelos will handle that. I post.
Yes.
He seems to win 2 or 3 a day
He
now.
does, yeah. He's riding fantastic, yeah.
Yeah, I went with Champagne Brunch in here with Safi Joseph Jr. You just thought this horse, when you last seen him on the turf, ran okay third during the championship. I just think that he might be the logical one. Now, I had Bohaka Blessing in there too, so sort of changed how much I liked the 5. I thought the 6 would help the 5 run better.
Right. Well, at least the Champagne Brunch has speed. Maybe I'm being a little bit hard-headed, Ron, not putting this horse in, but she can win without me. A daughter of Gun Runner. I don't like Gun Runner's turf routing. I can't play him, and they can beat me, but more times than not, I'm going to be correct.
Yeah, and he was a beaten favorite last time, albeit a while back on the dirt. So I don't know how much you read into that. Now, Brian's long shot is the number 1 horse in here, Olivia Valentina. And Olivia Valentina looks like she wants to sit off this suspect speed.
Yeah, she could. My notes on her whenever she debuted, I didn't think she didn't have really a turf patterns. To me, she just didn't really scream turf horse to me, but she ran good early on, but you can see her form is tailed off now.
Right.
So I think it's just kind of starting to show that. I just feel like she's one of those fillies that she's just a little bit cheaper than maybe this group she's facing today.
Well, you look at her odds in the last couple of races, 28 to 1, 45 to 1, 20 to 1, 68 to 1. So she's been in tough. She's been in where she didn't figure. Brian, I guess, is going off that 4th place finish last time out. What happened? They added Lasix. It looked like this horse's buyer figures went up 10 points if you follow buyer figures. So maybe it was just a fact of getting Lasix in this horse and getting him to win. And Brian's been sharp, as I mentioned. So, we talked about Majestify. Just a great way to end the day. And Wonderland for all the reasons you just shown. And maybe you get the Starship Vengeance. You had some good luck with all horses that stay Starship in them.
I know. And that's so interesting. This horse is exiting some sprint races. Leno Reyes, he's very sharp on this grass course here. Watch out, maybe.
Take the blinkers off.
I love that
Try
move.
2 turns.
Yeah, the big beast on the grass is not that great. But, hey, Gun Runner isn't either. So.
30 to 1.
Yeah.
So even if you get 20 to 1, because there's a couple of scratches, what's wrong with that?
Yep.
So that's the 9 for us. Now we will check out the lightning round. It won a couple of awards throughout the country, and we'll see.
I've heard that.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Well, we had a big day yesterday.
Oh, man, it was great.
Yeah, we did. So we've got a couple now on their way to, hopefully, Royal Ascot.
Yeah.
Yep, this horse. So we talked about it on the podcast. So it's like deja vu for us. But wow, Lenny Lou was, woof.
There was a couple of horses that wanted to head to the popcorn stand.
Oh,
so
man,
it was
yeah, a
interesting.
lot of turn blowing there.
But this horse is very impressive, you know. So just
Very.
to draw off, and then of course, we got to talk to, the connections afterwards. And I said, "Are you going?" Of course, they're going.
Yep.
And here you see really nice ride by Luca Panici here with Sandals Song to win it. But that 4 horse is the other one from the connection.
Biancone, yeah.
From Biancone, runs very well to be second in there. That horse is going to move forward off that performance.
Yeah,
so.
that was it. There wasn't even we right before we went out to the track, we said it's the one post that's so tough, but luckily it just played into his hands with setting up a perfect trip under Luca.
Now we get the draw of the Black Eyed Susan today,
yeah.
right? And the Preakness Monday. There you see, be
Yep.
held Monday evening, and it's
Yes.
7 o'clock. You can watch it on YouTube and all
Yeah,
that
yeah, but it'll
different
be
stuff.
on the socials, so very exciting. We heard Sandman's going to run in the Preakness. Excited to have him out. Hey, these horses are happy, they're healthy. Run them.
And we'll see how it plays out. I can't wait.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Coast to coast, race 8, you said?
Race 8 and 9 from here, and then 3 from Santa Anita.
Oh, there you go. Race 3, 5, and 7 from the Great Race Place.
Oh, yeah.
Retail only, very important.
Yep.
None of those computer-wise guys can join along.
Yeah.
That's why it's fun to play.
Yeah.
Your best bet today?
It is in race number 2 with Willingness.
Willingness, very logical one. I'm going into the feature race with Claire Beret, 8 to 5 on the morning line. Your long shot today is in race 2.
No,
race
it's in
1.
the opener. Yeah, it was Stone Cold Flex. So that's the scratch. Look, I really am reaching with a horse like this. So anything under 5 to 1, I wouldn't take.
Yeah, mine is in race 7, but I think it was race 7. Yeah, but the 2
There you
horse,
go.
but it
Scratches now,
yeah. That's no. I thought I'd get 6 to 1 because Avant Glory was in there.
Will be a huge, yeah.
You know, the line maker, I don't know, sometimes with him. They're joking, teasing Brian.
Yes.
So that's how we see it. We're going to turn it over to Pete Aiello, give you all the scratches, and then it'll be Sam and I all afternoon long.